Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you a different look. Yesterday I shot a video, so that one should be coming out soon, where I was featuring the Maybelline Soda Pop palette, which is kind of a newer palette that Maybelline has put out. Kind of mimics the Lemonade Craze palette, but it's a little bit different. And I'm gonna be honest, the formula in this palette is pretty powerful. Just wait till you kind of see that video and then you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So today in this video, I am going to be featuring a new palette that I think is absolutely beautiful, and this is a drugstore palette which is retailing for under $10. I bought mine for about $8, and this is the Rimmel palette by Magnifique Jewel Rocks Palette Edition by Rimmel. And they have a few of these palettes that they have out now, but the look that I'm going to be creating today, I'm going to kind of work more so on this side of the palette. I kind of want to give you guys looks that are very versatile, looks that you can kind of work with a little bit more, not just your standard everyday looks, but looks that go with the seasons, and that I think that you really will enjoy as far as what you can pull off. And this is a very pigmented palette. This is not a first impressions because I have a couple of these Rimmel palettes in my stash over there, but as you can see in this video, I already have my eyebrows done, and I've already kind of set them in place and did some things with them. You guys know I suffer from allergies, but I'm definitely gonna be showing you a look today that I feel as though might kind of pique your curiosity a little bit as far as these type of palettes. I'm gonna go in with the Milani eyeshadow primer, which I think I've talked about this on several videos, and I'm just gonna prime my lids to kind of prepare them for shadows. I always tell you that priming your lids is kind of setting yourself up for an all-day makeup affair. If you don't prime them, I find that the eyeshadow just kind of disappears as the day moves about, and you don't really kind of know where the eyeshadow went. So I think that priming them sets them up for success. So for me, it's kind of like the best formula. It's you know, it's not greasy. I find that it goes on really well, and I also find that it doesn't crease on my skin. So I say give it a try. It's by Milani in the drugstore, and I think you'll really like it. So the first color that I'm going to go in with this palette is this color right here. It kind of reminds me of like a baby poop type yellow type color. So I'm going to go in with that color in my crease, and I'm going to use this particular brush right here. And this is one of my oldie but goodies. It's a beat up blending brush by Sigma. It's a E25 brush, but it's still one of my babies, and I love it a whole lot. And I'm gonna go directly into that crease with that color, that poopy yellow type color. So I'm actually getting ready to go take my boys to the movies, and they want to see the house with the clock in its walls. So you know, these movies start coming out around the time that Halloween is, you know, kind of approaching. We also talked about the Goosebumps 2 movie that we kind of want to see. That we're Goosebump fans, especially R.L. Stein. I've read a lot of his books, I guess just being a school teacher and just, you know, reading those books. So I'm putting this in my crease, and I'm sure I actually really like this color, so I'm building it up as much as I can. It's showing up well, I think it is. It's not supposed to be a shock yellow. It's supposed to be a really smooth yellow, but I know that it'll stay put because of the primer that I put on my eyes. So I'm priming this here, and I'm using this blending brush. I think this brush is really suited because of the point on it, and it just specifically gets into that crease. And guys, you just going with these windshield wiper motions in your crease. And I talked about this in my last video about having a lot of lid space to do shadows. I was told that when I got my makeup done for my wedding, when my husband and I married, that I just had a lot of lid space to work with. So I do think that these shadows are showing up really well. I'm just building them up. I think they would be even more built up if I sprayed the brush, but I'm not gonna spray it just yet. So I didn't really spray a lot of the shadows last night when I was working with the lemonade, not the lemonade, but with the Maybelline Soda Pop palette. I only sprayed it once, so I don't think I really needed to do that, but that was a gorgeous palette. So I'm going in with this color right here, and guys, the only thing I have to say is that they don't have the names of these colors on their palette, and that might be something that Rimmel might think later about, is putting them on the back and just having the shadows right here versus, you know, maybe minimize these eyes right here so you can kind of see the application, because I know people are still trying to understand how to put on makeup and where shadows should go based on color, composition, and just, you know, eyes, shapes, and all of that. So now that I have on this color right here, I'm gonna go into this green color right here. This is a little bit more to me of a softer forest green. It's really soft, but it's not a super deep green, but I still think it's very pretty. So I'm gonna pack that color on. Let me grab I'm actually gonna go with a e.l.f. brush, which is a professional blending eye brush by e.l.f. I always tell you guys, never underestimate the power of e.l.f. and what it can do. So I'm gonna pack this right here in the corner. Notice that I'm just right there in this corner with this blush. What is up with me today with this eyeshadow? And I'm gonna bring a little bit over there on the end. And I want to kind of concentrate that color. Don't worry about any fallout over here, because we're going to clean all that up. So I don't want to bring it all the way in. That's not my goal. My goal is to kind of keep it right there on the very edge of my eye. I'm bringing it up just probably a third. And guys, you have to keep kind of blending and blending and blending just so they don't look patchy, or you're not skipping areas with these shadows. I'm still kind of packing it on right here at the very end, but I love the colors. Absolutely love. I am so glad that I'm able to kind of shoot these videos, just because I've been so busy. Y'all, that school teacher life is no joke. I'm just being honest. And I put a lot of things on my stories about being a school teacher and just what that means to me. You know, I married a school teacher, so it can be very busy. And we collaborate, my husband and I collaborate a lot together, and we, you know, get ideas from each other, because that's what we should do. We should bounce ideas off of each other just to kind of help each other in the classroom. So I'm actually going to spray. This is an e.l.f. 201 brush for kind of packing on that. If you notice, it's kind of skinny. I'm going in with this color right here, which is kind of a sparkly type green. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. So I just went on ahead and sprayed it just in case it needed a little help. I use this same brush in my Maybelline Soda Pop, and I'm going to put that right here. Ooh. That's pretty. And I tell you guys, do not be afraid of trying something new. Please don't be afraid of trying something new. I'm always in the mirror looking at something. I'm always trying to get different looks or try different looks based on the palette or based on you know, just what I want to see. I have to grow at this makeup thing, and I'll never grow at it if I just don't try something different. So I'm going to blend this out just a little bit. I'm actually not going to use that brush. I'm going to go in with the E40 tapered blending. And I'm just going to go and kind of mold these colors together, just so they kind of flow a little bit more. And once you kind of see these colors flow a little bit better, then you know how they should look and where you need to concentrate color, or where it needs to go as far as your eyes. So I put that down. I'm going to go back in with where I packed that color, and I'm going back into that forest green color a little bit, and I'm going to pack it a little bit more here on the end. See? So now I'm going back in this with this brush, and I'm blending, and I'm blending, just so these colors all go together. And I feel like I've washed away a little bit of my baby poop color. So I will go back in and just add a little bit of that right there. Never be afraid to go back and add a color in to make it work. I'm not gonna put on any lashes today, but in my last video I did wear lashes, and I was so excited because I wore those lashes and I put them on video, and you guys are gonna be like, get it, girl. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of I'm using the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter, and I'm gonna line the very bottom of my lids. I'm going with a lighter liner in my wet, in this waterline right here. I actually like this a lot. Okay, I got this from Wet n Wild, from the local drugstore, and I think it was like, I want to say maybe $1.98 for that little pencil, maybe $1.98 or something like that. So now, before I finish the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution. I showed you guys how wonderful this is and how easy it glides on. Excuse me if you can hear my neighbor, he's cutting the grass. I mean, really, at a time. He doesn't know I'm in here doing a video, but he's like right by the window. And I mean, he's like right there by the window, right there. Okay, now that I have that part kind of going, I'm gonna take a much smaller brush here, and this one came in the pack with my palette right here from the Rimmel, and I'm just gonna pack on a little bit of that green, and I'm gonna bring it right here in my lower waterline, right here below it. I'm gonna smudge that down here at the bottom. I think what other great color to kind of put down there to smudge. Such a beautiful color. So before I go on to the rest of my face, I've already primed my face, and I'm gonna actually go in with a little bit of mascara, and I'm actually looking for it. And before I go on putting on foundation and getting all that stuff ready, I'm gonna go in with the Prep and Blur stick, because I have a few pores right here in my nose and kind of right here alongside my cheeks. And this is what the Prep and Blur stick looks like. And I just rub it right here, and it kind of blurs out your pores. I like it so far. I want to say it's probably like $6 or so, but I think that it does a really great job of just catching those pores. And I even go right here in my forehead, and I just rub that in. I rub that in and get that all rubbed in, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of foundation. Little bit of foundation, and I'm gonna tap that out. And I'm moving because soon I have to go pick up my son's saxophone. So, and I don't always like to give you a 20-minute video where you can eat dinner and sit down and watch me. So with that, I'm going to highlight a little here. And notice that I'm not using a bunch. I'm just tapping it through. And then I'm just going in with my Beauty Blender by Real Techniques. A lot of steps that you guys have seen me do before. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of contouring, just a soft contour, not anything difficult. And I'm going a little bit above my cheek because I don't want it to be too low. Okay. And while we're waiting on that, I'm going to kind of bake a little bit. In this area. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on a little mascara. I've changed it up a little bit on you guys. I'm priming these lashes because I'm not wearing any mascara. So I'm priming these lashes, which I feel as though they need priming if they don't have, if I'm not wearing lashes to give them their full effect. So I make sure to prime them well. And then I'm going to go in with this side right here of my L'Oreal Double Extend. I do like the wand on here, just because the brushes and the bristles are spread out a lot. So I go through and I just power my brush through these lashes. And this one does have a primer, but I think it's almost out, so that's why I'm using the L'Oreal primer of the other one, the Lash Paradise. So I just power through, and I didn't even dip it in there again because, guys, really, it has enough product on it to get the job done. And normally I would have liked to dust away any of this just because it grabs my lashes. So I'm hitting my face with a little bit of this Coty Airspun powder. Now I'm gonna go in again with my Floral Majority by Wet n Wild, which is a cream blush, and I just hit my cheeks right there. I hit my cheeks, and then I go in with this Real Techniques blush brush, which I love. And I just buff that out on my cheeks. And then I'm gonna go back in with my Sigma blending brush, which is here, my E40. And I'm just gonna hit this again. Which, so gorgeous, so gorgeous. And guys, I'm gonna go back in with my L'Oreal Lumi. And I'm gonna put it right there. Put it there for a little inner corner highlight. I'll just dab that with my fingers because I don't want the brush to stab me in the eye. Because I don't want my eyes to be watering. They're already trying to recover from, you know. So I'm going to go in with this Becca brush. This was actually sent to me, and I'm going to sweep this across my cheeks. It just does something to the skin. It just does something. I love it. So I'm actually not going to go over it with anything else. Just like I said, this hair needs washing, seriously. Love it. Absolutely love it. So now that I have all that going, I'm going to put on a little gloss. If my eyes are really, really dramatic like this, I try to low-key do a little gloss versus doing a very heavy lipstick, unless I have an event coming up and I just need the heavy lipstick for some, you know, other reason. And before I go, I'm actually gonna take this brush and I'm gonna kind of buff out the very bottom of my lashes down here. Love it. I'm buffing out. You guys know that I'm gonna go in with the Mario Badescu spray and give myself a nice little spray. I love it. I love my eyes using this palette. I think the palette is absolutely gorgeous. I think that the color quality is there. I got so tongue twisted today. But the color quality is there with this palette. I think that you will really like it. I think that you should give it a try. For something that's under 10 bucks and the color payoff is just like this, I think that it's worth your money. Definitely giving this a yes in my book as far as trying this. This is my third one with Rimmel, and I love, love, love this palette. And I definitely say this is one of those fall palettes that could take you to many different looks in the fall. And Before I go, you guys always know that I'm going to tell you to hit that bell button so you know when I upload a video. Also that subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet. I'm also going to tell you that Vault 28 is having a big 40% off sale. Don't miss it. We're clearancing our items for the fall and winter. If you are not a subscriber to Delightfully Styled, head there and subscribe. And I just love being on this channel with you guys. Until my next video, I'll see you again soon. Bye.